The Alexander Cell Saga, Chapter 7. This is the Alexander Cell, the first one that I actually sold to British Gas ERS. I decided to try to market the Alexander Cell independently, but had no money and no idea of business. There were government enterprise agencies aimed at helping budding businessmen and new ventures. So I went to one of these for advice. I told them that the matter had been raised by Ed Littlewood and explained that I did not know how far he had got or for what reason the matter had been dropped. They told me that they had submitted the drawing of the device to the National Physical Laboratory, NPL, at Teddington, and had been advised that it was not worth supporting as a commercial venture. They were told that the present methods of monitoring were satisfactory and were based on very well established laboratory techniques. The NPL did not understand the principle of the Alexander Cell and thought it unnecessary. I went to the laboratory and had a brief talk with some of the staff. It became clear that they did not know what was being practiced in an attempt to apply laboratory techniques to industrial fieldwork. I made an appointment to return with some demonstrations and more information and meet the cathodic protection specialist, Dr. Peter Francis, who was not on seat during my first visit. They showed me the drawing and description of the Alexander Cell, which to my amazement was in the form of a patent application in the name of Ed Littlewood, and with me named as a partner. I contacted the Patents Office and told them of the situation. They said that I could remedy the matter by filling in an application myself, without the services of a patent attorney or expensive legal advice. I paid many visits to the British Patents Office in the City of London, where the staff helped me to submit my own application, and they officially withdrew the one that I had seen at the National Physical Laboratory. Back at Teddington, I explained that the description contained in the information they had was not my claim for the device, and I asked them to reconsider the matter. I took with me 2 briefcases in which I had built models of field situations encountered in cathodic protection work. I incorporated the demonstrations that I had presented to the Institute of Corrosion Science and Technology, and at the end of the discussion, Dr. Francis said that I had proved my point. I asked them if they could examine the Alexander Cell in the light of their discussions, and he said that they only prepared reports for clients that paid their professional fees. I explained that the comments of the National Physical Laboratory had caused the Enterprise Agency to turn down an application for assistance. They would not retract their adverse comments or put anything in writing to confirm that I had demonstrated inherent errors in conventional techniques. I wrote to the director of the NPL and asked that the demonstration could be examined by an electrical expert from his establishment at the same time as the corrosion scientists because they appeared to be applying electrical measurements in a way that would be unsatisfactory to an electrician. After some correspondence, he instructed the corrosion department to carry out an examination and report on the Alexander cell at no expense to me. I was not made aware of this until I received a copy of the report, which was entirely based on the information contained in Ed Littlewood's patent application, which was incorrect. I was available for discussion during the whole of this period and would have lent them an Alexander cell to examine if they had told me that they were going to carry out an examination and report. I have redesigned the cell to make it more practical for field use and to make it easier for small-scale manufacture. It looked nothing like the device shown in the MPL report, and my own patent showed the new design and included correct claims which I could substantiate by demonstration. The report concluded that the device was thermodynamically incorrect as it pushed the corrosion potential in the wrong direction, and that the function of the Alexander cell was unnecessary as existing methods were satisfactory. When telling the story of cathodic protection measurements, I feel like a little boy in the song about the king's new clothes. For those that do not know the story, some sophisticated salesman convinced the king to buy some clothes that they claimed could only be seen by intelligent people. The whole nation were told about these clothes, except for one small boy. When the king went on the first parade wearing the new clothes, the little boy shouted, "Look at the king, he's naked." I was horrified to discover that they had circulated the report to 6 influential persons in the corrosion control industry, and that one of these was Robin Jacobs of Global Cathodic Protection. When I complained, Dr. Francis said that I had asked for the report in the first place, and now I was complaining because I didn't like the conclusions. I telephoned Robin Jacobs, and he said that Dr. Francis had rang him up to discuss the Alexander cell before producing the report. Neither of them could find a scientific explanation for the cell, but Robin told me that he had said it undoubtedly worked. In his opinion, would be useful. Dr. Francis refused a field trip to witness the Alexander cell in action and compare it with the techniques that he was recommending. But as luck would have it, he had sent a copy to Jim Gosden of the British Standards Institute.